This is our English 1 Week 7 check-in. This week I'm going to be spending the first part of the week grading your Essay 2 outlines. If you submitted your Essay 2 outline on time, you can expect feedback by the end of the day on Wednesday at the latest, although you might get it earlier than that. If you are still working on your outline, try to get it in as soon as possible so I can make sure to give you feedback before the end of the week. If you choose to revise your outline, please get it turned in by Friday afternoon so I can take a look and give feedback before the weekend. Your due dates for this week are Unit 2 Block 7 due on the 11th, and your Essay 2 will be due on the 16th. As you're working on your Essay 2 this coming weekend, there's a couple things I wanted to bring up that are just really common mistakes that I see that are really easy to avoid. So one is make sure to cite all of your sources. This is not just your research, but also the urban legends that you've chosen, and I'm going to go over that in a little bit. Also make sure to format your essay in MLA. I'm going to put a link to a website that explains exactly what MLA format looks like, because it's not just the citations, it's also how your essay looks. So this is things like double spacing your whole essay, using Times New Roman font, 12-point font, and a bunch of other things. So I'm going to put a link down below this video. And then thirdly, make sure that you do choose a fun, unique title rather than just Essay 2. All of these things are going to help you to get a better grade on the essay and are really easy and quick to do. Hey class, so this week you guys are working on getting feedback on your outlines and starting writing your final draft for your Essay 2. So one of the things I wanted to go over was a common mistake that I see students make every semester, which is you guys are great at citing your research. That we go over that, you know how to cite it hopefully at this point, and you guys are really great at that, but you're not so great at citing your urban legends. So I want to just quickly go over what are the different tools that you have, and what are some different ways you can cite these urban legends so that you don't lose points on that. So first thing is, for the urban legends, we're usually going to find these in the first two body paragraphs. So you have your paragraph 1, you introduce your first theme, you give me 2 stories that fit that theme. So you want to make sure that you are citing both of those stories. So if you've mostly chosen stories from the 2 articles that we read for class, this is going to be very easy. So as always, you can always go back to the shared class document where we have all the stories listed from the Major and Bray article and from the Lee Zhao article. And so if you are citing those stories for the Major and Bray, the easiest thing you can do is at the beginning of the essay or beginning of the paragraph, you're going to introduce the source. So you can do what this student did here, is that they said, let's see, one example of cheating is shown in Major and Bray's article, exam scams and flimflams. They kind of misdid the title a bit, which is fine. So you guys are just going to write out the title of the article. If you do want to shorten it, just make sure that it is correctly shortened. So you would say exams, scams, and classroom flimflams if you want to do that. So that is going to be the title. So at the beginning, you're just going to introduce the title and the author of the article that you're getting the urban legend from. And then if it's from most sources, that's it. You're good, you're covered. The only exception would be if you are citing from the Major and Bray article, which a lot of you are, there is also a page number component. And so you're going to also want to include a what we call a parenthetical citation at the end of the story. So don't do this up front, do this after you've summarized the story in your own words, and then at the very end you're just going to put a parenthetical here, Major and Bray, and then whatever page number that story was found on. And again, all that information is on this shared class document. You don't need to figure it out on your own, it's all already provided here for you. And then for the Zhao articles, similar thing, you're going to introduce the story at the beginning. So say, one story that fits this theme is from the article Why College Students Need Their Urban Legends by Lee Zhao. And the story goes on and you can tell the story in your own words. You don't need to do a parenthetical in this case because there is no page number, it's a online article. And so as long as you're introducing the author and the name of the article at the beginning, you're totally covered. So the other type of story that you might be citing would be stories from the internet. So this is just obviously a list of some of the internet stories. You might have other ones that aren't on this list. That's totally fine. So for internet stories, it's going to be a little bit more complicated, but simple once you kind of know the rules. So with any source, you're going to be putting the same information. If that information isn't there, you just skip it. So usually when we cite a source, we start with the first and last name of the author, then we go into the name of the article, then we go into the publication or the name of like the website that it comes from, then the date it was published, and then the URL. Obviously there's exceptions to this, but that's like the classic, normal, easy way of citing a source. So for your articles or for your internet articles, what you're going to do is just look for all that information. So I just went to the Kidney Thieves, I clicked on that link, and it looks like this. It's just this little article for kids that tells you the story of kidney thieves. I'm guessing this is scary for kids over here. Now, I went through this and there is no author. So right away, we're just going to skip through that information. So the next information we'd want to know is the title of the article. So the title would just be Kidney Thieves. So if we had a citation for this, it would be Kidney Thieves in quotations. Then we would have the publication, which I guess is Gridlove. Then we have the date, which is here, June 10th, 2012. And then we have the URL, which obviously we can get from here. So we're really only missing the author. So when you're citing it, what you're going to do is just go with the first bit of information that's provided if you want to do a parenthetical. So in this case, it would be the title. So I see a lot of students wanting to include the publication as that information. I don't care about the publication. I need the title if there is no author. So if you want to do a parenthetical at the end, you would just put parenthetical, Kidney Thieves in quotes, and then end parenthetical. And that's going to be your citation for the story. The other option is you could write it into the sentence. So you could say in the article, Kidney Thieves, they tell the story of kidney thieves, and then you would summarize it. So either way, just make sure that the information that I'm looking for is the name of the article. If there's no author, I need that article name because that's how I'm going to find it in your Works Cited page, because that's what's going to be the leading information. So yeah, that's about it. I just wanted to go over that. You also obviously cite your research, but I feel like we've had enough lessons on that you can go back. There is an MLA module if you need additional help. But yeah, hopefully that was helpful, and I look forward to reading your essays. The extra credit for this week is going to be in Unit 2, Block 7, and it's going to be an assignment that's going to have you read an article and answer some questions. As with any extra credit, it's completely optional, and if you're overwhelmed with your essay too, please do not worry about completing it. It's only if you have the time.